Getting mad at me, player, but they taking my place. And I'm a misbreed, homie, so they hate my race. Or maybe I'm just ugly, so they hate my face. Either way it go, homie, take the hating away. Now I'm suited in my armor and I'm just ready to play. So now put me in coach, cause I'm just ready to get. See, I told y'all I ain't going nowhere.
Rookie year, straight up rookie year. All right, so welcome live to Humble Not Timid. It's our first live. I done messed this all up. We here with Mr. Check It Out. Convo with Cuzzo. I done messed this all up. Trying to figure this out. But yeah, tonight I guess we're gonna discuss a few different little things tonight. See what we got going on. It's the first time I'm doing live like this, so y'all bear with me, okay? How you been doing, Mr. Check It Out?
Ah, man, I've been living, taking it day by day. You know, let me go ahead and turn the light on. Give me 1 second. 1 second, y'all. Yeah, I've been good, man. I've been good. Just working, doing my videos. How you been doing?
Yeah, making it. Living and breathing.
Playing. Oh, that's right.
So, I don't know. I wanted to talk to a few different things. So really, like what I was gonna make a video of this. I just decided to do it live because I really just want everybody's opinion, kind of whoever want to chime in on this to see about this. Okay, so I seen Roland Martin do a video the other day, and he was talking some things about how Trump situation and all that going on. Now, if people mess up, I get it. You call them out on it, move on. But I get tired of hearing the whole racist thing all day. That's the thing that's bothering me the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not everything is race thing, but I showed you the video the other day. We're gonna play a little bit of this real quick and see what you give me your opinion. Okay. Give me one
to say.
We must have only the highest standards for those who work in our aviation system. I changed the Obama standards from very mediocre at best to extraordinary. You remember that. Only the highest aptitude, they have to be the highest intellect and psychologically superior people were allowed to qualify for air traffic controllers. That was not so prior to getting there. When I arrived in 2016, I made that change very early on because I always felt this was a job that, and other jobs too, but this was a job that had to be superior intelligence. And we didn't really have that, and we had it. And then when I left office and Biden took over, he changed them back to lower than ever before. I put safety first. Obama, Biden, and the Democrats put policy first. And they put politics at a level that nobody's ever seen, because this was the lowest level. Their policy was horrible, and their politics was even worse. So as you know, last week, long before the crash, I signed an executive order restoring our highest standards for air traffic controllers and other important jobs throughout the country. So it was very interesting. About a week ago, almost upon entering office, I signed something last week that was an executive order, very powerful, on restoring the highest standards of air traffic controllers and others, by the way. Then my administration will set the highest possible bar for aviation safety. We have to have our smartest people. It doesn't matter what they look like, how they speak, who they are. It matters intellect, talent, the word talent. They have to be talented, naturally talented geniuses. You can't have regular people doing that job. They won't be able to do it. But we'll restore faith in American air travel. I'll have more to say about that. I do want to point out that various articles that appeared prior to my entering office. And here's one. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. That is amazing. And then it says FAA says people with severe disabilities are most underrepresented segment of the workforce, and they want them in, and they want them, they can be air traffic controllers. I don't think so. This was in January 14th, so that was a week before I entered office. They put a big push to put diversity into the FAA's program. Then another article, the Federal Aviation Administration, this was before I got to office, recently, second term. The FAA is actively recruiting workers who suffer severe intellectual disabilities, psychiatric problems, and other mental and physical conditions under a diversity and inclusion hiring initiative spelled out on the agency's website. Can you imagine? These are people that are, I mean, actually, their lives are shortened because of the stress that they have. Brilliant people have to be in those positions, and their lives are actually shortened, very substantially shortened because of the stress, where you have many, many planes coming into one target, and you need a very special talent and a very special genius to be able to do it. Targeted disabilities are those disabilities that the federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruitment and hiring. The FAA's website states they include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism all qualify for the position of a controller of airplanes pouring into our country, pouring into a little spot, a little dot on the map, a little runway. The initiative is part of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan. Think of that. The initiative is part of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan, which says diversity is integral to achieving FAA's mission of ensuring safe and efficient travel. I don't think so. I think it's just the opposite.
So Donald Trump is saying that if you are disabled, you can't sit at a chair and watch a monitor as planes are landing and taking off. That it requires you to be physically imposing and muscular and strong. That's what he's saying.
Now, you tell me what you heard when you heard him speaking.
What I heard was there was no way that aircraft should have been that close to the other aircraft in the first place.
Well, yeah, that's beyond the doubt. But I mean, like, okay, as far as the DEI initiatives and all that, like, what was your understanding when you watched it? And I'm going off of the clips. I pulled his video up that way we can go exactly off the clips that he actually had,
Right.
because I watched it and I was like, man, like, you know, I don't know.
Right, we like, you know, and then me, you know, you know how, you know, always I like, you know, we are intelligent, you know, idiots, you know. So
Yeah, intelligent dumbass. But see, this
yeah,
my thing. This my thing right here is, out of all that Donald Trump said, what Ronald got out of it was, if you are dwarf or disabled, that you're not able to do the job of an air traffic controller. You know what I'm saying? But in all honesty, that's not what I got out of it. What I got out of it was, you know, they have the bar set to where they have a specific criteria of disabled people that they need to hire, and he went down the list of the people that was in there for them to hire, and it had nothing to do about their credentials and qualifications of doing the job. It's just whether or not you meet the DEI standard. And then
right.
this is what kills me. This is what killing me, because they tripping on the whole, oh, DEI is getting taken out, but you know what? Nowhere in there did you hear it say, "Hey, we require to hire people of color anyways." So
Exactly.
you
Exactly.
know,
That's
you could have
man.
just went. They could have just went the whole round anyways and hired everybody outside of that, because then they go to make it a whole race thing to me, and that's kind of the part that kills me. You know what I'm saying? Because then they go in to make it a whole race thing. It's like, why are you making it a race thing though?
Yeah, because it's not a race thing at all. That don't have nothing to do with race. What's
I
going on
mean,
here?
but I just don't understand how out of all that he said, the only thing he picked up on was, oh, you got to be some big old tough guy in order to, what he's pretty much saying is, what, in certain jobs you need to have some intelligence. We can't
Right.
just go grab the average Joe and have them do that. And in reality, I mean, you gotta agree with that though, but man, I mean, look at that. You got people's lives on the line, and they over here
Yeah.
getting killed.
Cause don't get me wrong, like, cause of course, people they will do applications and they will put, how much experience you got, and you put zero experience, because you had never worked that position before. But all right, so if a business give you the opportunity to work work that position and get that experience, you have to have somebody training you. You know what I'm saying, into that
Well,
experience.
most of
If
these people, man, actually they study the aviation and stuff for years.
Yeah, I
You know.
know. No, and what do you think it was a full lack of communication, or was it just
Well, I seen another one that what's that cat's name? The Officer Tatum dude. He did one where he actually showed a ex-pilot. He went through the whole information. Like they played
Mhm.
the video. I guess he had the audio of the air traffic controllers conversations that they had with the helicopter pilot, and
Okay.
he went through that whole video with him, and you watch the whole video, and the ex pilot is breaking down the conversation that the air traffic controller is having with the helicopter pilot, and then towards the end they had something in there where I guess the helicopter pilot actually requested to have visual confirmation or something like that. I forgot exactly what they call it, but I had to go look it back up. But you can go watch his episode. He's got it, the dude on there, and then he had in the end, what happened was the responsibility lies on the helicopter pilot, because he told air traffic control in like plain language that, hey, this is on me. I'm going to take visual confirmation that I can see this airplane. And they said, okay, because he had to request it, and then air traffic control says, okay, can you see it? And he's like, I can see it. Can you see it? Yeah, I can see it. And then they said, okay, well, then you have visual confirmation. And I guess he was looking, they had multiple planes up there, and I guess he was looking at the wrong plane. So then
Yeah,
in the end, he ended up hitting the other airplane.
and the
But it
air
went through,
control
it went through the whole audio on it, though.
approve of it. That's what gets me is the approval of it. The fact that we all know, what I'm saying, we've been living for a good while now. We all know certain planes. I mean, any planes, any helicopters should never. I mean, okay, yeah, there was a
I mean, I
malfunction, I
don't
guess.
know. I don't know much about the aviation
That's why I can't
stuff.
lean into, what I'm saying, like, because we know the rules, it's 5 miles apart. So the fact that he said he didn't see it, like, it's, I can't, I don't know, cuz I don't know how to put my finger on it. Like,
I mean,
it's,
I wasn't in his position.
it,
But I mean, it was a mistake that cost him. But
our
even at
families
that,
are
but see, okay, even at that though, this is my thing though with Martin, is the fact that you took the whole video that, or the little clip, whatever that he just played of what Trump said, and the only thing you got out of it was that somehow Trump is against disabled people, because
right.
how did he put it? How did he put it? So disabled people aren't able to sit there and stare at a computer and watch airplanes. Well, there's more to it. You try to simplify the job, is what it sounds like, because you're trying to simplify these people sitting there looking at these computers and directing air traffic is not the same as me sitting here playing on a computer and doing podcasting or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these people are sitting there telling airplanes when to go, where to go, how to go, and you got to know all these different mathematics and other crap that go into it. There's a whole thing that you got to learn
I,
just for this. But he tried to simplify it down because pretty much what I heard Trump say was, you know what, we can't just have no average Joes in here just because you want to feel like you need some DEI going on and you need some, you know, hey, we need a visually impaired guy over here. We need a guy over here, you know, who's got mental problems or whatever, you know, and then just so we could say we got inclusion, you know, because the truth is not, I honestly feel like not everybody need to be included in everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't need somebody who got mental problems becoming a cop. I mean, just because you want inclusion. You know, you got mental problems and you're going to get this guy a gun legally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't believe that every situation calls for inclusion. I really don't. I really don't. And I know people are going to feel away, but I really don't care. I really don't care. But see, okay, so this ain't the only one. So watch this one, though. I'm going to show another one real quick of where he goes off on JD Vance real quick.
Here's JD Vance.
Something the president said that I think bears re-emphasizing, which is that when you don't have the best standards in who you're hiring, it means on the one hand, you're not getting the best people in government, but on the other hand, it puts stresses on the people who are already there. And I think that is a core part of what President Trump is going to bring and has already brought to Washington, D.C. is we want to hire the best people because we want the best people at air traffic control, and we want to make sure we have enough people at air traffic control who are actually competent to do the job. If you go back to just some of the headlines over the past 10 years, you have many hundreds of people suing the government because they would like to be air traffic controllers, but they were turned away because of the color of their skin. That policy ends under Donald Trump's leadership because safety is the first priority of our aviation industry.
Y'all didn't catch that. Air traffic controllers, people who want to be an air traffic controller, they've sued. They've sued because of the color of their skin. Y'all need to see, y'all always got to pay attention. He didn't say gender. He didn't say sexuality. It was the color of their skin.
He pretty much said that, you know, to me, from what I got from that was they have had people in the past because they did have a lawsuit. They had a lawsuit against from people that were getting denied jobs based on the color of their skin, is according to the lawsuit and all that. You know what I'm saying? But he pretty much to me, it sounded like he said, you know what, hey, now that policy's done, we're done with it. We're not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? And then, so right now we have people who are capable of doing the work, but since we've hired people that are at a lower caliber and put them in there, just so we have inclusion. Now, even the people who everybody's stressed out, and the people who are at the caliber of the work are even more stressed out because now you got you. So you can do the job, and then I go and I hire a guy and put him next to you to work with you, and he can't able to do the job. So now you got pretty much got to carry the load for two.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, so instead of having a standard where everybody need to be at their standard when they walk into the room. You know,
because I mean, there's positions in place for a reason. You got this position, you got this position, you got this position. The business can't run unless all the positions come together. So for you to sit there and like you said, you put another guy in there that's capable, and then you got some that's not. You holding their hands all day, or try to babysit, as you could say.
I don't know. I mean, it's just weird to me because then they turn around and they keep trying to make everything a race thing. Like, oh man, you know, this DEI, and then you hear them speak about, well, DEI didn't help nobody but white women
because
or whatever. But then they want to make it a race thing and then say, well, they're cutting out DEI, so now all of a sudden they're cutting out black folks. Well, you can't have it two ways to me. I just don't understand that argument. You can't have the argument fit both sides that they're cutting out black people and it didn't benefit black people.
Yeah, but see, that's what they doing to try to find a way out. Because I mean,
it's
when
like
back
double-sided racism to me is the way I look at it.
Exactly, easy. All right, we went. People tell you right now, oh, racists don't exist, and then you ask the next person, oh yeah, racists still here. You ask the next person, race has been
Well, I
gone
mean,
since.
racism do exist. There are racist people out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, I lived most of my life around racist people. I mean, most of the trades I learned from racist people. But even at that, though, that doesn't mean that every white guy you talk to is just a racist guy.
but see, they've been using that shit. They've been using that for years against any situation that like someone get blown out of proportion, or even don't even have to get blown out of proportion. It could be a small situation. Somehow race always find a way into a situation that
I just find it funny how they take their own word, them people's words, and they can twist it into such a way that they make it like, oh man, these people are just so evil. And don't get me wrong, I understand nobody's perfect. You know what I'm
you know.
saying?
I'm gonna get you canceled. I'm not gonna say Fox News, but anyways, look, let's go ahead.
I feel you on that one.
Look, the truth is the truth, and the facts are the facts, and with today and all this media, people could take certain words and we got AI. We got things that can make me sound, put a whole sentence out that I said that I never said.
Yeah,
So
that's real. That's real
during
though.
the
yeah, like,
uncompromised.
Hold
we
on
can't
a
trust
second.
nothing.
I'm gonna
Can't
pull
trust
this
nothing.
other piece up real quick too. I want you to see this other piece.
That's crazy, man. Dang, man.
I do say one thing that
It's
did bother
yeah.
me about it is I do feel like they was right when they said that he stepped out too fast on talking about DEI or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? When it came to the plane crash, because
But
they hadn't even had an investigation yet. So I mean,
he
honestly, yeah, he should have. Him and them, Vance, whatever, all their whole team, whatever. Nobody should even say nothing about DEI until that investigation was done. Because
and
the
they
truth
yeah,
is you don't know if it was that or if it was something else. But
like I'm
I
sure he
get
don't
that
even have
part.
point. He don't know really happened at this point. Like I said, everybody asking him and trying to get information on him when he's actually completely lost on how the hell this even happened in the first place.
Well, I know they was just mad because they was just trying to get everything set up. But even at that though, it was just messed up too. But here, let me see if I can find this piece real quick.
Don't rock and hide
So,
in your hand.
Caroline, thank you. I wanted to ask about Secretary Rubio's trip to Panama.
we don't want Rubio.
Reverse that. That's a hypothetical question.
Yeah, that's why I don't be wanting to do this.
Swoop. I will say that President Trump is committed to
Live,
lowering
yeah.
taxes for.
I'll be having to figure out where all these pieces are. No, I just wanted to do it because what's her name? Caroline Levitt. And I'll have to look it up later. We have to look at, but because they had asked her too about the same thing, and then what she pretty much had told them is that that they took the DEI off the platform because I guess with the way they're looking at it is if you put in an application and they're using the plane and the aviation as an example, but the reality is there's a lot of jobs out there like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a lot of jobs where you get into dangerous situations, and you need people who are qualified to do the jobs. White, black, don't matter who you is. I mean, look, I don't care if you white, black, brown, whatever. If you dumb and you can't do the job, then don't work with me because I'm gonna be that nigga tell you dumb and you can't do the job. I mean, straight up. Because, like, hey, look, when I worked in the water department, man,
Okay, check it out.
I met guys that couldn't use a shovel.
Is the after training like is the after you done put him through 2 weeks of training, he still can't get it right? Then you let him know, all right, you can't do the job, or is
Well,
it
look, some
right off?
jobs don't require as much training as others, but you gonna go up there and tell airplanes where to go. You better have a lot of training.
And that's
I
that
mean,
that
that's
that's
for real.
So would you? I'm gonna ask you, Mr. Lewis, like, cause who do you think really at fault when it comes to that right to that shit to that? Who you who
What do
you who
you
you
mean?
who you think that mainly fall back on?
Whoever decided they wanted to put all the policies in place that was going to talk about some, you know, see, so I understand the equity
Mm-hmm.
conversation as far as the point of because like if you watch, okay, and we're not gonna watch his whole video, but if you go back and you watch his whole video, And
Uh-huh.
they dog out people like Candace and other, Candace Owens. I don't know if you know her, but they dog
Yeah.
her out, and then they dog a few other ones
And
out too.
Candace
But but
Owens, we
but
don't know Owens.
the thing is though is they come from an ignorant ass point of view, and then this is my thing right here: is not all black folks think like these ignorant asses. You can say whatever you want, but you know what? I don't think like you, and
Mm-hmm.
because I've worked jobs where my life can be in danger, and I don't want somebody dumb who can't do the job in there with me. I've been in 20-foot holes under the ground working with water lines blow open, and you got Joe Blow don't know what he's doing standing behind me blocking my way when I'm trying to run out. Cause you want to sit there like you don't know. I've worked in the oil field where everything get dangerous. You know what I'm saying? They're pumping 10,000 pounds of pressure. You know what I'm saying? And you can't even hear somebody talking to you. You got to walk around. This is the crazy thing. When you're out there working, you have to wear headsets the whole time you're out there because that's how loud it is. Because everything's pumping. I can stand right next to you and I can't hear you speak unless we're speaking in the headsets.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
if things go sideways, you don't want no dummy standing
Mm-hmm.
there. Look, I was the dummy when I first started. Because I was a green hat when I first started. So we came down off of a stage, and when we came, and so each time you do it, they call it a stage. You go up and down, they push there's a whole bunch of stuff to it. But you come off a stage, you gotta go down, and then you gotta loosen the wings on some of the pipes so you can switch them around because we were working a double head. So I had first got out there and I'm brand new, right? So I didn't realize that when we come down off the stage, we have to wait for a signal for them to tell you that all the pressure is off the lines. So
Ooh.
I get out there and I sure was. I mean, and because when I was young, I gun ho, let's work. You know what I mean? And I was about to swing. I was about to swing that hammer and knock it. And then I hear one of the guys yell at me and say, "No!" And I mean, he yelled so loud, I didn't even hear him in the head. I heard him. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard him yell no, and I look up and he's like, "No!" And then 2 seconds later, he was like, "Okay, it's good." So I knock it all loose, boom, boom, boom. We break it off. We do what we do. We swing iron and all that whatnot. And then he come up to me and he said, "Man," he said, "you probably wouldn't have been able to break it open because pressure was still on the line." But he said, "But man, if you would have been able to even crack it, you would have been done because the line would have just boom." You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about this. It's such a because it's a dangerous job. See, and then this is the thing is people don't. I don't think some people appreciate you have people who they hate it and they hate the oil field and all this other stuff, but they don't really appreciate what it takes. To have these lights on and all this other crap. And it ain't just the lights. We say the lights and the energy, but all this crap goes into a whole bunch of stuff that actually feeds our whole lives. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of crap that we use is used by this coke and this oil and different things. But but the truth is with the whole DEI thing, I understand because like I said, I don't want Joe Blow sitting
Right.
beside me working. When I was
No,
in the oil
no, no.
field, even when you're in the construction, when I did construction work, you got some guys that can do the job, you got some guys that can't do the job, and it don't matter white, black, brown, whatever. Some guys are
Right.
just
Yeah.
lazy; they don't want to work. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? They don't want to do it. They're not gonna do it.
Facts. 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 They don't matter. No ways. You
Shit,
got this.
nigga, I already know that lumping work. You get three
Right.
guys on the crew and only two guys working. I bet you somebody's
Well,
getting dogged out. You
indeed,
know?
indeed. That's basically either you're
Yeah,
gonna do it, or not, and like I say, that don't have nothing to do with race at all.
it
I done
don't.
seen all races. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
All
I mean,
races. That
now I get
particular.
it. I get it. At one point in time, people would look at. So if you listen to Caroline's press conference, I wish I could find the exact spot I'd play it. But if you listen to the press conference that she has, she actually
Mhm.
sits there and she says at one point, she says, "You know what? If we," she says, because she put it, and don't word for word me, but she pretty much says in there that that it doesn't matter what color you are. We want the right person to do the job. You know what I'm saying? Because like I guess on the applications, they're going to try to get it to where they can take it off of your color and where you're from, your demographics, where you're from. It's just going to go
Yeah.
down by your credentials. You know what I'm saying, and your skills and your abilities and whatnot, whatever. So it'll have your name, it'll have your abilities and whatever, and then it's just a matter of whether or not you're good enough to get the job.
One of more races type shit, all that.
Yeah,
Gonna
well,
take those.
because see, they saying why is what color, what gender, whatever, all that is
Why does
on there. And why is that on there when that has nothing to do about your actual abilities to do that job? Like okay, so when I had my uh little business I had back before COVID, I'm doing remodels and stuff. I don't care if you is transgender or white or black or gay or whatever. Can you put up drywall? Can you paint? Can you, do? Trust me, I had one guy on there, man, that came to me and was talking about, man, my nails is dirty, and I'm like, "Nigga, we working dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
you asked me for a job. What did you think this was gonna be? You know?
That's funny.
But a lot of these guys, man, they sit there and do this crying and complaining. They the ones that will never do this type of work because they don't want to do that type of work.
Right. Exactly. That's what it is. It's a lot of the ones that are really making a big issue out of it. It's about doing the type of work because
You think about it like this: how you feel about that whole immigration thing? They run it, they because they've been snatching some folks up.
oh yeah, bro. Okay, now the ISIS is going to elementary schools trying to find information about their parents not being illegal, or even elementary students not being illegal.
Well, they're
So,
going everywhere. But see, it's like who is it? I want to say JD Vance. I might be wrong about that. But one of them that came out and said, but think about it, like whatever was that gang that came that I forgot that gang that Trump was going after the first time. So he sat there, man. He said, some of these gang members is 13, 14 years old.
right.
So yeah, I mean, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know at 13 years old, you could be gang banging. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, you got some serious dangerous folks, and then they ain't even supposed to be here anyways. But see,
Right.
and this
Exactly.
this this is the thing that kills me though, is because then they turn around and they say, well, you're not they're gonna take all our workforce away. How are they taking our workforce away? You know what I'm saying? How are you taking our workforce away when put it like this? If they're mad because they're like it's gonna be more expensive if we get rid of them. Yeah, you get to pay them people cheaper, but the only reason why you get to pay them people cheaper is because they know they're here illegally and you're holding over their head the fact that they're illegals. So you're holding over their head and saying, you know what, since you're not a citizen, instead of paying you $20 an hour like I would of the American, I'm
Mhm.
gonna give you 10. Now,
Right.
if you shut up and you don't cry about that $10 an hour, I won't call these people and tell them that you know what, you're here working, right? But then this is the thing. Then they sit there and they cry. Oh well, you know what? We need to reform the system, and if we reform the system, then we can get them and make them legal. Well, this is what's going to happen. So, say you magically all of a sudden make 10 million illegal immigrants, and they is illegal because they broke the law coming over. But let's say you magically make 10 million immigrants legal all of a sudden, right? You know what's going to happen? They're going to turn around. They're going to say, "Hey, we American citizens now." So now I have the right to tell you I'm not doing this job for $10 an hour. I need my 20.
All right. Check this out, because I'm gonna say this, and then I got a meeting coming up. I got to get off of this meeting. But
I
I'm gonna say
got you.
this, bro.
Well,
And
yeah,
I
we about to kill it anyway.
say that I'm not gonna say the name of the military base, the Air Force base, the Navy base. I'm not gonna say the name of them. But check this out, cause I move furniture. I go to multiple
I
bases.
understand.
Cuzzo, Even the government got okay.
I know.
So in one section of this base, they start doing I'm not gonna say reconstruction. I'm gonna say what's the word? Remodeling our homes, okay? And it's one section on the army base. It's all I'm not gonna Navy, Port,
I
Air Force,
understand.
same thing. It's all in the one, okay? Y'all can pick and choose whichever you want to choose, but check this out because I see it with my own eyes.
Yeah, I
So
already know.
yeah, there's a
I
base
believe you. I know.
they remodeling homes and they got all the illegal immigrants living in one house on the base, and they told them they cannot leave base because if you do, you cannot get back on this base, and if you try to come back on this base, the officers are gonna arrest you. But we will pay you to fix these houses on these bases while we actually house you in a
Hmm.
house base.
That's because you know what normally gonna cost 200, 300,000 to fix a house, man. They gonna do it for 40 grand, boss.
And they living on
But that's my
base.
point. But look, that's my point. That's my point right there, though. My point is just that they hold it over their head. See, everybody's crying. Well, you're gonna get rid of our workforce. You're not worried. You're not one. You're not really even worried about these people being legal. You're not really worried about these people's health. So miss me with all that. What you're doing is you want slave labor. That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's what it's about. You want slave labor. And then on top of that, if you do actually make them legal, then you can't hold that over their head no more.
this is a army military base. We
I
talking about
know,
the
I
Navy.
get it. I get it. I get it. But
Yeah,
see, this is part of the reason why you got so many politicians trying to fight against what they doing right now because they trying to clean house. I mean, come on, think about it. They had like 10 million, 11 million, whatever it was to come over in 4 years. They had to put them somewhere.
yep, yep, had to. And
Not
it
all of
got
them running around out here in the streets.
so crazy. They start giving out free gate Greyhound passes, bus passes, to ship them to different states.
Because there's a lot of people. Because there's a lot of people, man, that come out and then like you see that. I don't know if you seen that one press conference thing with the people in Newark, and they're not even the only ones, but they came out and they pretty much said, you know, we're not going to ride with Trump and what they're doing. I wish they
Yeah,
would come over here, and then they want to sit there and they want to throw out, you know, the Fourth Amendment out. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, Fourth Amendment actually is for American citizens.
exactly.
And then there
Amen.
actually is a law on the books that makes it against the law for you to knowingly hide or conceal illegal immigrants. So
Yep.
if you break that law, then your Fourth Amendment go out the window. You know what I'm saying? And then the truth about it is the illegal immigrants don't have no Fourth Amendment rights anyways because they're not citizens. So then this was, you know, look, check this out. So, Mister, check it out. Check this out. So this is what cracks me up. If Biden really wanted, if the whole thing was really about reforming the system and making people legal citizens, why is it in 4 years they never changed the system? And you know, and they can
I,
sit there, they can blame it on these people or that people or the Congress or whatever they want. But I mean, you never actually seen, you know, them like change the system in a
seen the
way. They
system.
changed the system in bringing them in, but they didn't change the system in making them legal.
Oh, no, they changed it. They changed it to get worse. It got more fucked up. Excuse my language. She got more fucked up. It for
But
sure
they did that
changed.
on purpose. They did that on purpose, though.
Exactly. Hey, come on. Okay, so don't get me wrong. All right, don't get me. Do not get
I
me
feel
wrong.
like they try to pull like a China move, and they want you know slave labor, but they didn't know any
Right.
other way to do it. But they had to try to make themselves look like good guys.
So they said, "Come on, just all right. We're gonna open the borders and everything. Y'all come on in."
Hmm. But it was never the plan to really make them legal, though. Now I don't believe all the Democrats believe that. I believe
That's what.
some of them really want to make them legal, but it was
And
never the plan to make them legal, though.
and with that division and that division, they said, "Okay, well, we can't let everybody in." And then they came out with the app.
Yeah, for
Like
real.
so
And
when you
that
go
is
to the
that
border,
you got app
yeah,
for everything these days. App for everything.
that's crazy,
Hey,
fam. Like,
download the app to break into America.
yeah. Because of the fact that they had to be a line drawn. So with that
Yeah.
line being drawn, okay, we put an app in replacement. If they can't answer 3 security questions,
Hey, that's for real though. It's not even a joke. Not even a
that's it.
joke.
what's naming your pet? What's your favorite food? If they can't answer that, what I'm saying, they put an app into place to where they found out a loophole, and that loophole with that app just it over flooded. Pretty much the app it let everybody in, bro. And I don't know why that happened. I don't know. I mean, and
No,
that's
I mean
something.
I don't know all the ins and outs and everything like that, but I know that's what they wanted to do. They did it the way they wanted to do it. But honestly, in my heart, I feel like they never really was worried about making these people legal. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you actually go on the government websites and whatnot, and you look at how many people become legal citizens every year. On an average, you have around, I want to say it was like 800. I might have to go look it back up, but it's like 800, almost 900,000 people a year become actual legal citizens. So we average close to 1 million people a year that actually roll over into citizenship. You know what I'm
They use
saying?
they use them. They put inflation and they open the borders, add inflation. All our citizens that's here today, they added taxes, they added more money on us. They let these people in just to use them to get the jobs done that we're not going to do no more because all right,
Well,
y'all
see, look,
paying
the
me this.
thing is, and this is what I get tired of hearing. I keep hearing this
Rent.
from everybody talking about, man, we're not going to do them jobs. The only reason why we're not going to do them jobs is because at one point, Americans said, you know what, we're not going to do them jobs for $8 an hour. And so they had to start paying people real money. Hey, matter of fact, you talk about your 725. They talking about, so nobody wanted to do the jobs for 725.
Yeah, they did though. But
So they said, "Oh,
they
y'all don't want to do the job for 725? We're gonna let all these people in, and all these people gonna do it for 725."
yeah, I'm gonna pay them $5.25 and watch them do. I'm gonna save me $2.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
But the
sir.
truth
That
about it is, and then that's why I really feel like it was never really the deal to make them
exactly.
legal,
There was it
because
was
then you get
always
slave work out of them.
in my eyes. It was always just to use them. They get
That's
free
exactly
labor.
what it is. It has nothing to do about them caring about these people. Man, they don't care about these people.
Yeah,
If you
they
look,
use
and
them.
look, if you really cared about these people, right, and the whole conversation is about they running from their country because their country is all in disarray and everything is
Yeah,
bad. Look, we as America, we go and mess with other people's countries all the time. So if you really cared about these people, why is it you're not going over there and helping them make their country become more like our country, or become a better country in whatever way they need it to become better? I know that people got different cultures, but you go make their country become a better country. That way,
that's
then
true.
they can live in their country and be fulfilled, and then I can have somewhere to go take a vacation
Simple, simple.
to.
Yeah,
you know, but yeah,
and it's
I'm
crazy. It's
go
crazy though
ahead.
because USA like it's crazy how the USA they would be for anybody, but when it comes to Mexico, I'm gonna put a name on it. When it comes to Mexico, they back off for some reason. Why is that?
Well, I mean, it is in the name because you have some of these politicians and presidents that have actually gone, but the truth is honestly, I feel like this is
When
like when it comes to the dope game, and you've been around long enough, you ain't gonna stop that. The most you gonna do, man, is you gonna chop a head off the snake, and it's gonna grow two more, and somebody else gonna come up, because some folks just is all about the money. So no matter what they do, I mean, cartel boys, they make big money. So I
right,
mean, come on, they fight governments and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you got niggas around the block, we fight for the block money. But these guys, they fight governments and stuff, So there's always gonna be somebody that's what their goal is, to become the next, kingpin or whatnot. So
yeah,
they're not,
I just
but you could go help their country become a better country. But so if their president really wants to get control over their country, what I'm saying, they want to say, "Hey, we really want to make better laws and make our people have a better life," then you can go help them do that. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I mean, send some soldiers over there, however they do their thing, and like, look, boom, we gonna get y'all out of here. Then Mexico don't want y'all here no more. Guadalupe or whatever don't want y'all here no more. You know what I mean? So, but they're not gonna do
Yeah,
that though.
but I know I'm afraid. I'm afraid to see how the country's about to look in the next 5 to 6
I want
years.
to
I'm
know. I
so
want to know what group of people actually got together and said, "Man, you know what? We can get us some cheap labor if we just bring 10 million people over."
10, man.
That's a lot of people, right?
I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to see what it's gonna be here.
Now
I'm not. I'm
yeah,
not
see,
gonna give it 10 years. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say 4 to 5. I'm not gonna say
truth
5 to 6.
truth be told, I don't even think Trump can actually get rid of the whole 10 million. At most,
Right.
I can see maybe 4 to 5, depending on how they do it within the next 4 years. But it also
And
depends on how much conflict they get in between there.
they are not gonna be gone.
You
I
know,
mean, because they've been doing this. They've been doing this for years. They've been for years. They've been coming. This
yeah.
ain't new.
Well,
This ain't nothing.
even to this day, though, truth be told, is like Obama actually deported more people than Trump did. Than Trump,
Right.
then but and well, we can't say Biden deported nobody because Biden brought him in, but you know,
But like I said, they've been
Obama was
doing.
actually the deporter chief. So they keep on getting mad at Trump and they want to say, "Oh, Trump's racist because he's trying to get rid of all these people." I mean, come on, y'all. Obama deported a lot of people.
Right. All right. Because I got
So
4 minutes to meet, man. Let me go ahead and type off
now you
here.
go ahead and watch your fight. What's the fight you watching tonight?
Oh, we got Morel. Morel's about to fight.
They about to go on. All right. Well, enjoy your fight, man. I appreciate you, and we thank y'all for joining us here at Humble Not Timid. Man, so check it out. Thank you for our first live. And I messed it
Y'all
all
fuck.
up when we started. Y'all don't even know how much I messed it up.
Hey, watch, man. Hey, tap in with my cousins. Subscribe to his channel, man. I'm gonna share this on my channel. Y'all subscribe to him. Go to him. Show him some love. Leave him some
Appreciate it.
comments and let us talk about next. What we can talk about. You know what I'm saying? We humble, not timid. We here for the people. That's it.
Thank you. Y'all stay safe.
Yep. All right, you too, baby.
Getting mad at me, playing, but they ain't taking my place. And I'm a misbreed, homie, so they hate my race. Or maybe I'm just ugly, so they hate my face. Either way it go, homie, take the hating away. Now I'm suited in my armor, and I'm just ready to play. So now put me in coach, cause I'm just ready to get. See, I told